Welcome to episode 3 of the Sub-2 average challenge. For this week, I got a 1.73 average of 5. So for the first solve, I see this whole bar ready. I also see blue and red. But first, because in inspection, right away I see this, so I'll just go for orange. And then I see the solution not too great because it's a form of insert into LEG1, and LEG1, I only know one alk for that, so it's not great. For white, then I check white, and there's actually a 2-move layer by UR. It's a 2-move layer, so I immediately go for that. I didn't even check red or blue because they are not as easy as white. So I do a 2-move layer, and then for AUF, I memorize it as orange. Opposite colors is red. Red will end up in front. I think most of the people will memorize as orange end up in the back, but I generally like to memorize which color end up in the front. So I actually memorize the opposite color of this ends up in the front. And if red is here, then it's a U prime AUF. Second solve, the time is 180, and immediately you see a lot of case. You have orange, you have red, you have green, you have yellow. So I just look at green first, and you can do a 4-move face, LEG1. Again, LEG1 is not as great, so I check in yellow. Yellow, you have a 5-move insert with the bar at the back, so it's great. For red, you have a 5-move insert, but I generally don't like using the left hand, so I don't consider that. And also I check at orange. It's not a great case as well. Of course, you can do this, but there is EG2, and I don't see any benefit from that. So I go with yellow, and the EG1 case is actually quite okay. For AUF, I memorize as red in the back. Maybe you can ask why don't I memorize orange in the front? It's because for EG1, you usually have the bar at the back, so I usually memorize which color ends up in the back for EG1. For CLL, I would memorize which color ends up in the front. So for this, red ends up in the back, so red is here, so you do U prime AUF. The third solve is a 175, so immediately I see this 3/4 of a face done, but the final corner is twisted here. You can do 4 moves into a face, but the bar will be on the right. So whenever you have a bar on the right, it's 100% guaranteed that you have to rotate, so it's not good. So I check on blue, and of course it's a 2-move layer again, so I do a U prime R to get my layer. And then for AUF, this CLL case, I would memorize this color will end up right where it is. So yellow will be in the front, and yellow is here, so it's a U prime AUF. The fourth source, I would say, is quite lucky because immediately I see yellow, red, and then a 3/4 of a red face done. And you can just do R prime U2 R into EG2, but I didn't do that because EG2 is generally not great. And then I checked on yellow. Yellow, you have both corners facing upward. For white, also both corners facing upward, so it's not great at all. For orange, you can do 3-move insert into LEG1. If you remember, I say LEG1 is not great because I don't know much about LEG1. I only know one alk. But then, this alk is exactly the LEG1 alk that I know, so of course I would choose that. So you do a 3-move face, and then to do this LEG1. For AUF, I would memorize the opposite color of this will end up in the front. So green will end up in the front, and green is here, so there is no AUF. the final solve is a 220, and it doesn't affect my average at all, but in this scramble you only see white and orange, and looking at the orange you can do this to get the bar on the right, or you can execute it from this angle to get the bar on the left. But in both cases not as great because I don't like LEG1, unless I get the case I got in the fourth solve. But for white you can just do L prime, U2, L prime to get a bar on the back and EG1, and I just execute it here. And then for AUF, I know green will end up in the back, so it's a UAUF.